Earlier I was enjoying a nap in the churchyard of Chagford on a nice shady piece of grass, and it took some effort to rouse myself and climb up here to Meldon Hill, which dominates the town, the ancient stannery town. And I'm rewarded with having the place to myself, as I suspected I would. Everyone seemed to be just stuffing their faces in town, and no sign of life really on the streets, no sounds, no children playing, nobody out on their bikes, nobody walking. I did meet two dog walkers on Padley Common, which is right beneath me, which I photographed. Out of sight from here, just there beneath this. And there's the road I took from town, which actually takes you up onto the moor and joins the 3212. Oh, and in the there you are in the distance, there's Castle Drogo with the sun on it, overlooking the gorge, the Tean. The Tean, of course, continues up onto the moor, or descends from the moor. Over there is the wind farm whose name I forget. I know that it straddles the Southern Railway's main line to Oakhampton. The stub of the Southern Railway's main line, I should say. It's around North Thornton Way. The name will come to me. There it is. Turbines at a rest, although there is just a little breeze, and very welcome the breeze is. I've left my mufflers at home for the camera, but I've improvised with a piece of rag from my toolkit, which may help. So there we are, Drogo, the gorge. And there's Morton Hampstead, the church tower, standing up. Really, all there is to see of Morton Hampstead is the tower. And beyond the climb I shall have to make soon, over the hill. But once I get over the top, it's pretty much all downhill to the station, and I'm looking forward to the descent. The road has recently been reopened after some heavy engineering. It's been nicely resurfaced in places, and trees have been cut, and a bank stabilised at huge expense. There's the Ray Valley leading down to the Bovey, and that must be King's Taint and the Bovey Basin in the distance through the cleft. There's the unmistakable Hound Tor. Now, Meldon Hill is a flat top, so it's impossible to do a panorama. Well, not impossible, but it doesn't yield anything from here. So I'm going to go over there where you can see the trig station and continue it from there. Well, that's where I was, looking down on the town over there. I don't know what these flags are for, some sort of activity. Wholesome, I hope. And there's Morton Hampstead again, and so I'll spin quickly round Hound Tor, the road up to the turnpike, and here we are looking now at the great unnatural blob of Fernworthy, the reservoir hidden up there, the road leading up to it. No doubt the car parks are full of people sat doing nothing. Kestor, I think. Rippertor, I'm not sure, I should know these. And now we're looking down towards Merchington and Throwley in the distance. And back to the wind farm, North Taunton Way. May just be able to see Exmoor in the distance, but only very, very in the haze. And here in front of me is the triangulation station at 390 metres in Napoleonic measure, which I suppose is about 1,200, something like that, feet. Now redundant and useless, but I'm always fascinated by them. The great effort that went into mapping the these islands using triangulation. Is the place where the instrument was positioned perfectly, accurately, held down by the 3 rings to avoid the least vibration and movement which might render the measurement out by a few seconds, which would devastate the mapping. From here, lights at night from 2 other trig stations would be picked up and positioned perfectly, and bit by bit across the country, working in triangles, from one known side on Salisbury Plain. The rest of the sides were all calculated from angles, until somewhere in the far north they did finally check another side to see if the measurements were accurate. And I think they were, incredibly so. This lump of concrete actually contains the spot height, and rather like an Egyptian tomb, it's concealed in up these holes which actually should have been cemented up, and they must have been cemented up, but they've been either dug out or the mortar has fallen out. And they are a repeater of the one beneath, which actually is separate from the one above, so that the one above can be disturbed, and you won't disturb the one beneath, and therefore the precise height above sea level won't be lost. But as I said, they're all redundant now and it doesn't matter at all. But it's lovely that so many of these remain, and I believe there is a following. I think I'm part of it. And I'm not ashamed. For once. So this is Meldon Hill on a scorching, blistering May day. May Sunday, bank holiday weekend, with temperatures set to soar for the next week. And there's not a soul up here. And I wouldn't think there's been a soul here all day.